This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so a lot of you have asked me to do a reaction to Deontay Wilder. A couple of days ago, I spoke to Sky Sports, where he says that he would knock out Anthony Joshua in spectacular fashion. So here's my reaction. Very easy to say it when you're not willing to do it. Deontay Wilder has had numerous life-changing, generational money contract offers from Anthony Joshua, but yet he decided to take less money, his own words, take less money to go fight Tyson Fury. That's how easy it is and how confident Deontay Wilder is of defeating Anthony Joshua. Okay? That's how easy it is, right? But, again, I can be realistic. Of course I can. If Deontay Wilder lands on Anthony Joshua, is there a very real chance Joshua won't get back up again? Of course there is. Is there a very real chance that Joshua will go down and get back up again and then get put straight back down again? Of course there is. Because it's Deontay Wilder? No, because it's a heavyweight division. That's why. Wilder's power is overrated. I've said it for a long, long time. Again, it's not power, it's speed. Wilder needs to be in a certain position and cock his hand right the way back in order to do it. Okay? But regardless, of course, it's an effective punch for sure. So yes, he can knock out Anthony Joshua in spectacular fashion. But he's not willing to do it, is he? He really isn't. But if you're a Wilder, if you're a member of the Twerk Army, what you won't look at is, well, what happens if Anthony Joshua grabs hold of Deontay Wilder? What happens? Do you think Deontay Wilder can take the pressure and the power of Anthony Joshua? Do you really? Do you really think so? Well, let's look at it, shall we? Tyson Fury had Deontay Wilder bouncing up and down off the canvas in their rematch. And no, Tyson Fury did not cheat. He did not have any kind of egg weights in his gloves or anything like that. He bounced him up and down off the canvas. Why? Because he pressured him. Wilder cannot fight on the back foot. There's a difference between stepping back and throwing a punch to literally having your momentum being pushed back like Tyson Fury was. Wilder can't do it. Do you think that Tyson Fury punches harder than Anthony Joshua? Do you really think so? With both hands as well? No. Joshua is far more effective with his punch power than Tyson Fury. His punch accuracy is better than Tyson Fury. He's far more coordinated than Tyson Fury. But of course, Tyson Fury has attributes that's better than Anthony Joshua. His footwork, his movement, his elusiveness. Trying to nail him down is virtually impossible, isn't it? So yes, of course, there are attributes for both of these guys. But ultimately, Joshua goes forward on Wilder. Do you really think that Wilder's going to land that punch? He could, of course he could, because as I said before, Joshua's not as elusive as, say, Fury. But okay, let's look at another fight then. Luis Ortiz, look at both of them. Wilder was in so much trouble. Do you think Luis Ortiz punches harder than Anthony Joshua? Do you think he's stronger than Anthony Joshua? Do you think he's a better boxer than Anthony Joshua? Do you think Luis Ortiz is better than anything than Anthony Joshua? Do you really? Well, I mean, Luis Ortiz is better at being a southpaw than Anthony Joshua for sure. Why? Because he's a southpaw fighter. But that's pretty much it. So if he could do that to Deontay Wilder, what do you think Anthony Joshua would do? What do you think he'd do? Joshua can fight on the inside and the outside. If you think that Johan Duapa and Arthur Spilker literally beating the crap out of Deontay Wilder for the longest time, if you think they can do that to Wilder, what do you think Joshua would do? If you think that journeyman Harold Sconiers can drop Deontay Wilder to the canvas where he only just made the count, if you think he could do that, but what, Joshua can't? You see, some of these Wildettes, they're not realistic. The Twerk Army, they're so obsessed with Deontay Wilder and his dream to be pregnant that they want to facilitate him in that category, but they don't look at it as, yes, while Deontay Wilder could, of course he could knock out Anthony Joshua, like many other heavyweights could, because it's a heavyweight division, but they don't look at it as, but what happens if Anthony Joshua gets hold of Wilder? Wilder ain't great around the whiskers. We've seen him on Bambi legs against Eric Molina. That'll tell you his chin ain't great. And it's quite clearly in the DNA. I mean, we're seeing Marcellus Wilder getting put smooth out by two journeymen. Okay? But, again, I can be realistic. Realistic, yes. Wilder could put out Anthony Joshua. But isn't it a shame, though, that both Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, who are fighting each other for a third time, mind you, have both walked away from Anthony Joshua fights? For generational money. Both of them have done this, but yet Anthony Joshua so easy, right? Tyson Fury, he could beat Anthony Joshua with one hand tied behind his back, easy work. Wouldn't even need to train. Okay, but he's going to go fight Wilder for a third time, even though he's already beat the shit out of him, certainly for a second time. And most of us believe that he won the first fight. So he's now going to go do it again for far less money. And what's he really going to gain out of it? Okay, you beat Deontay Wilder. Well, congratulations. We've already seen you beating him twice. If he loses to Deontay Wilder, well, that's your credibility gone straight through the floor, isn't it? What, because you didn't want to pay Deontay Wilder 20 million step aside to go earn 100 million with Anthony Joshua for undisputed? Come on, Tyson, stop it now. Deontay Wilder, he's turned down numerous offers from Anthony Joshua. You see, the reality is, both of these guys will talk a lot, and they talk so much about Anthony Joshua as a way to hype up themselves, to say that they are better than Anthony Joshua, but without willing to prove it. And I'm okay with Wilder or Fury being better than Joshua, but you're going to have to prove it. That's my point. You're going to have to prove it. But they're not willing to do it. Why is that? They went to fight each other for a third time. Why is that? But yet they're not going to go take an easier fight for Anthony Joshua and go earn stupid amounts of money and be undisputed. I mean, Wilder keeps talking about one face, one name and one champion, but yet he's not willing to do it though, is it? No, of course not. It's not a bag of money, it's a truck full of money that Anthony Joshua offered Wilder before. Both Fury and Wilder, in one fight with Anthony Joshua, would earn more money and an undisputed title as well than what they would fighting each other 3 times. I think that's pretty conclusive, isn't it? As that both Fury and Wilder want to talk a lot, but don't want to do a lot when it comes to Anthony Joshua. That's the truth of it, isn't it? So Wilder, yes, of course, he can say how he would do this to Anthony Joshua, but again, you would expect him to say it. But the reality is, I don't think that'll happen. I honestly don't think, firstly, he'll step foot in the ring with him, but secondly, if he did step foot in the ring with him, for me, Anthony Joshua knocks out Deontay Wilder. I don't think Wilder goes past 2 rounds with him. I honestly don't. Joshua will just unload on him, give everything that he's got. Joshua knows Wilder's style. He knows what positions to be in. He knows what position Wilder needs to be in to throw that punch. If I can look at it, and I broke this down a long time ago, you can bet your ass Anthony Joshua knows. Anyway, my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.